The 75% threshold. 3 out of every 4 lines of code entering Google's production environment today are written by its internal AI models. This milestone, confirmed during the May 2026 quarterly earnings update, marks the fastest transformation of a workforce in corporate history. Google is no longer a company that builds AI. It is a company being rebuilt by AI from the inside out. This transition has fundamentally decoupled the company's output from its headcount, allowing Google to maintain a massive software footprint with a fraction of the engineering oversight once required. But as the human element retreats, the underlying logic of the world's most valuable algorithms is changing. This structural shift is creating a new kind of financial leverage that analysts are only beginning to quantify. The immediate benefit is visible in the quarterly margins. The liquidation of human capital. For 20 years, Google's primary moat was its density of elite engineers who understood the unique complexities of massive scale. By shifting 75% of code generation to synthetic agents, they are effectively liquidating that human moat to boost short-term profitability. Think of it like an airline replacing its pilots with automated systems to save on salary costs. On paper, the efficiency looks incredible. In practice, you are trading deep institutional knowledge for algorithmic speed. The role of the Google engineer has been downgraded from creator to gardener. They no longer write logic, they merely prune the hallucinations of the models. This shift has allowed the company to freeze hiring across core infrastructure teams while still shipping more features than ever before. This efficiency comes with a hidden side effect that started appearing in the May 2026 bug reports: the rise of synthetic tech debt. We are now seeing the first signs of what researchers call recursive software rot. Because these AI models are increasingly trained on code that was itself generated by AI, a feedback loop has formed. The May 2026 internal audit revealed that recursive errors are now surfacing in the core search ranking system. These are not standard bugs. They are logic drifts, where the AI optimizes for patterns that no human would ever design and that no human can easily reverse engineer. It is the equivalent of a language evolving so fast that the original speakers can no longer understand the grammar. Google is saving billions on salaries today, but they are mortgaging the long-term stability of their codebase. When 75% of your foundation is synthetic, you lose the ability to fix things when the model goes off the rails. This loss of control is changing the competitive landscape for everyone else. The death of the engineering moat. If Google can generate 75% of its code with AI, then any well-funded startup can theoretically replicate Google's infrastructure using the same tools. The proprietary advantage of having the best programmers in Mountain View is evaporating. We are entering an era where the software itself is a commodity. In this environment, the only thing that matters is who owns the most compute and who has the most fresh data. Google's pivot to 75% synthetic code is an admission that they can no longer win on human ingenuity alone. They are betting everything on scale. This move forces every other tech giant to follow suit or face a crushing disadvantage in development speed. But as every company moves to 75% AI generation, the uniqueness of their products begins to blur into a single, automated average. This leads us to the reality of what Google actually becomes next: the signal under the noise. The move to 75% AI-generated code is the final transformation of Google from an engineering powerhouse into a data center utility provider. By automating the majority of their codebase, they have prioritized profit margins over the deep institutional understanding that built the company. This strategy resolves the tension between rising labor costs and the need for infinite scale, but it creates a fragile monoculture where human intervention is no longer a viable backup plan. The real implication for investors and strategists is that Google has traded its qualitative edge for a quantitative one. The software is now a black box that maintains itself until it fails in ways we cannot predict. For users and competitors, this means the Google of the future will be more efficient, less predictable, and far more difficult to hold accountable for its algorithmic decisions. The era of the artisanal codebase is over. Watch the Q3 R&D to maintenance cost ratio. If maintenance costs begin to spike despite the AI automation, it will be the first concrete proof that synthetic tech debt is becoming unmanageable. Subscribe for more.